Hello! It is Friday. So, 1 week since last stream, which is good. Getting into a bit of a habit. A little bit. I've had such a busy week. And I'm rather tired, so I'm probably gonna start, being a bit out of it. But I've got my alarm on, so I should make it for 2 hours. And yeah, it's titled like this because it is Guy Fawkes night, so there's probably gonna be fireworks and whatnot later. There's been fireworks all week and it's Friday, so yeah. But yeah, so I'm gonna try and get some more of this lighting done and just chill. I ended up not watching any horror movies for Halloween, even though I wanted to. It just, like I said, it's just been a really crazy week for me. It's like, last week I mentioned I did a cover shift on Wednesday, and then it's like Thursday I ended up doing all sorts of work at home, let's call it, working on this thing, which shall not be named specifically. Project of some sort. And then I ended up working Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So I had a 6-day week. And then yesterday I spent all day working on that mysterious project. And then today I've been working on that mysterious project. So it's just like, it's been a really, it's been a pretty long couple weeks. I was like, I need a day off, honestly, but here I am. Streaming. I was actually considering tomorrow playing a game. I haven't streamed any games or anything yet. And I was like, maybe I should. I was talking to my boyfriend about Banished, and I was like, oh my god, it's been forever since I played, and I wanna try maybe streaming that. So I might stream tomorrow. We'll see how I go though, because I got stuff that I need to do. So, yeah, we'll see how that goes. But I'm kind of hoping that I do. I want to see how that goes. But yeah, I don't know how entertaining it would be to watch. I don't know how many people play Banished, like stream Banished. But it's such a good game. I'm actually gonna look it up right now. I'm gonna just go on Twitch and just be like, Banished. see if anyone's playing it right now. No. Oh, hang on. Yep. No one's live. But people do play. So, I mean, that's nice. On the other hand, I should have known. The other day, a few weeks ago, I looked up to see if anyone streamed Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories, because I know someone who plays it a lot. And there were people playing it, and I was like, oh my god, there's 4 people streaming right now. Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories. I was shocked. I was just like, oh my god. Okay. Because it's quite a niche game. Like, Banished is pretty niche, but I feel like it's got a following. No? But I don't know. I guess I underestimate the Yu-Gi-Oh! Fan. I might actually be able to finish this tonight. That'd be really cool. It's been forever since I've finished any of my drawings. I'd really like to get some of them done. But like I said, I've just been really busy at the moment. Just really busy, and it's not so fun. It's not fun, honestly. It's kind of nice being busy. It's been a while since I've been so busy, so it's kind of nice. But in a little while, I'm going to be wishing for the relaxed time, at least for a little bit. But yeah, so I think I did like most of this half. I think I've got to clean up this bit, but I'll do this half of the lighting, and then I'll clean up the sort of bottom of the robes, and that will be this lighting done. Then it's just a matter of, I might add another lighting pass just for like the bottom of his chin and like the bottom of his nose from here, like just a little bit of lighting coming from the eye. And then I got to do some more like little bits and pieces. But I have my alarm set for 2 hours, so 2 hours. Hello, Saint Bulk here. I can't speak, I'm guessing Spanish. ¿Qué es? Yeah, no, that's Spanish, right? See, it's got to be Spanish, Portuguese, or French. It's one of them. I only speak English, I'm afraid. Well, English and a little bit of Weebanese. Although I did install The Sims once in Spanish. Somehow I managed to get a Spanish copy of the game. And I'm like, I don't know how. And I managed to get through all the windows in Spanish. I was pretty proud of myself for that. Is the drawing a blind guy? Well, sort of. Like, I'd say he can see. Just not from his face. I know, ever since, well, not ever since, but like there's a few books and stuff where there's characters who have like magic hands and whatnot, and I don't know why, but something about like, you know, people who are blind or don't have hands or something and then have like magical solutions to their problems. I know, I think that's really cool. Just sort of, I guess that you have that a lot with technology as well. You're going to like cyberpunk, all that, but I don't know, something I don't see it as much in sort of magic stuff, and I think it's cool. There's this character in the Magician's books, and in the TV series, he loses his hands and then he gets them healed back on. But in the books, he loses his hands and then he gets like golden hands, and they're awesome. I only understand that it is a magical being. Sorry. Yeah. I'd say he's like some sort of wizard who's like sort of given up his eyes in order to have the like chest eye, and it's, you know, gives him all sorts of abilities or something. I don't know. There's not really any I just decided to draw what I thought would look cool. Which is most of what I draw. I'll just be like, yeah, I like this. I don't draw fan art that often, so. Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna cough really bad. Hang on, give me a second. You know when you breathe funny and then you just, ugh, yeah. Yeah. That's alright. I will now be able to breathe properly, hopefully. Oopsies. So whereabouts in the world are you from? It's almost dark, so we're getting fireworks really soon. Ah! Maybe I should open my curtains so I can see them. Will I work? And I will say, there might not even be that many. Nah, there will be. There will be. There've been fireworks all week. Like, there will be on the actual, like, Guy Fawkes night, right? I don't understand English. Honestly, fair. I don't know any other languages, so... And you're doing pretty decent. Yeah, I know a couple people who know lots of languages, but I'm not one of them, though. I've been trying. I know a little bit of train Māori because I use the trains. So it's like I know how to say like way out in Māori because I just see it around all the time. But I don't really know that much Māori. I like just, stuff that you pick up around the place. But that's I don't know. And I know like bits and pieces of Japanese because I watch anime, and I know like one Korean word because I watch a little bit of K-drama. Like I know bits and pieces, but I don't know any other languages other than English. And even then, I know New Zealand English, which is something. New Zealand English is a bit of a... It's like people always talk about American and British English, right? And then people forget that there are all these other countries that also speak English as like the native language. And we've got our own like stupid rules and stuff. It's not as dramatic as the English-America kind of debate, but it's still, there are little things and that would be perfectly normal in New Zealand English. That would just be like not right in other Englishes. And we've got different words and names for things and everything. I'm sorry. I talk a lot. You don't need to know what I'm saying. I'm pretty much just saying nonsense. And I do speak fast. I can try slow down a little bit. I say quickly. I can try slow down a little bit. Hopefully that'll help. It's like a person I was talking about a second ago who knows a lot of languages, spends a lot of time overseas. Whenever she comes back, she always ends up like speaking a little slower, like at a slower pace than everyone else around us, just because that's how she's gotten used to speaking English to people who who aren't native speakers, or it's like their second language. So I can try slow down. I know that I have a tendency to talk quite fast, to the point where I've had a lot of people, even in New Zealand, we speak relatively quickly in New Zealand, just be like, you need to slow down. I have no idea what you're saying. So yeah. But an attempt is made. Has been made? Yeah. It's a good way to learn. I sometimes watch art streams in Japanese because there's a lot of Japanese art streamers and whatnot around. I mean, I'm not learning at all, but some people find it's good to learn. It's I'm just not. I'm not. Some people are quite good at learning languages. It's quite intuitive. I'm not one of those people. I struggle. I have to really sit down and learn if I want to learn languages. Or, like I said before, I have to be like sort of seeing that language every day in context, So if I moved to another country, I'd probably do alright, yeah. As it is, I live in New Zealand, so I can learn like bits and pieces of Māori, but there's not that much Māori around. There's just bits and pieces. I have mad respect for anyone who knows more than one language, though, even if it isn't flawless. How many days did it take you to draw like that? Draw that? 1 day, 2 days. I don't actually know. So I've done... This is my third stream of it. So there was one... So I sat down and I did the sketch and I did the colours and everything, and that was in one sitting. So that one sitting would have been, I think, 2 or 3 hours. And then I've done 2 streams, so that's another, let's say 2 hours, 4 hours. And then it's been half an hour. So let's just count up the other one. So probably around 6 hours. But you always draw a little slower when you're on stream because, like, just now, it's like you stop when you talk. I generally will draw most of my drawings in like 4 to 6 hours. It's kind of the time range. So I'm expecting to finish this one today. But yeah, so it has been 3 sittings, and this is the 4th. I'm not sure if I showed you actually the whole thing, so it's the whole thing so far. Ignore the swatches. It's always hard to tell if someone's, when someone's come in. Yeah, I'm expecting to finish today. Or at least I'm hoping I am. Because I haven't finished anything in quite a while. And I'd really like to. Yay! Yeah, no, I think I will finish it today, which is pretty exciting. How do I do it on the other side? Okay. It's the problem. I usually try and do like one task in one sitting. So it's like if I sit down, I want to finish, like if I've started the liner, I want to finish the liner in that sitting. If I've started the lighting, I want to finish at least those layers of lighting so that I don't have problems where it's like, how did I do this on the side? Now I've got to replicate it. It's more intuitive because I've only just done it. Oof, free English classes. Wow. I don't know if the New Zealand accent's the best to learn from. All your eyes will sound like, hang on, all your ears will sound like eyes. Honestly, I feel like learning another language, like English especially, like on streams, you'd end up with a really interesting accent. Because obviously you'd be affected by the native language that you have, but then also, you know, the various accents that people have, because it's not toned down like it is for television. Everyone's just talking with their regular accents. So I can imagine a lot of people have interesting accents from learning English through streams. So in case you're wondering, last stream, I changed the color of the lighting on the purple, just so that it would look a little bit more vibrant, because how it looked before, just go back, see it's a little dull. So I just increased the saturation just for this lighting. So it's a bit more vibrant. I like saturation a lot. Oopsies. I'm wondering if I should do some more sort of cutting in a little bit. I think so. Can you hear that? That's the police helicopter. I'm gonna probably look back and see if you can actually hear it, because I live relatively close to an airport. So you hear planes and police helicopters and all sorts. You can't hear the trains though. I live close to a train station too, and you can't hear the trains too much, which is good. Only one loud vehicle to hear. Form of vehicle? But ooh, it's almost dark, so you're gonna start hearing fireworks soon, I think. I don't know if my neighbors will be doing them, but I know a lot of people around here will be. There were queues at the firework pop-up shops, and yeah, they've been going off all week. And obviously it's Friday, so yeah, it's gonna be some fireworks. I don't know how well they're gonna show up on stream though. The sound. If I had a better spot, like if I lived on a hill, it would have been kind of cool if I got set up a second webcam and just like pointed it at the sky to see if I could get fireworks. That would be kind of cool. Maybe I'll try and do that for like New Year's, depending on how it goes tonight. Could be kind of fun. What's your first language? Yay! Spanish is my first language. Okay. South American or Spain? Because they sound quite different, don't they? It's like the difference between English and American English. My friend who speaks a lot of languages speaks the South American Spanish, or Central South American Spanish. There we go, fireworks. I don't know if you heard them. I didn't see them. I might actually open up the curtains, so I might be able to see some. Yeah, I can't see much sky. I might be able to get a glimpse of a couple. American continent. Ah, okay. I mean, statistically more likely. I find it really interesting, the differences between languages. Like, the same language, but that has been in like a different region for a while. I think that's fascinating. It's also like the idea of like, when does it become its own language? You know, evolved into its own language. I think that's absolutely fascinating. Because a lot of languages have like common ancestors, you know? You can sort of trace back where they came from. My brain's hurting. How does lighting work on chains? Like, oh no. So you gotta think about it in 3D space. So it's a complex item. I'm sorry. Are they magic chains? I think they're just aesthetic, just for the look. But maybe. I think that's correct. Lighting's hard sometimes. I love lighting. It's probably one of my favorite parts of drawing is figuring out the lighting. But yeah, there are some days and objects, so it's not easy. Exactly. Does that lighting look right? Just on the chains? I can't tell. I think that looks better. Feels like it's missing something somewhere. I can't figure out exactly where. And I think that might have been it. Cool, yay. Yeah, that's how it looks right now. Just need to fix this a little bit more. Woo! There we go. That side done. Just leaves this little bit in here. And that'll also be woo. And then that'll be this lighting done, is what I was trying to say. Actually really liking the way that this drawing is going. I saw the corner of a firework. Like just one sparkle, I was like, ooh. Ugh, my hair keeps on being caught under my hoodie. I don't usually have my hair, well, it's not completely down, it's got half up. But I don't usually wear my hair half down and up, but I realized the other day that it's coming into summer and it's gonna be really hot soon. So I was like, oh no, take advantage, quick. I've been wearing my hair half up and down and like a half, like mostly down, a lot more, because it's gonna very soon be way too hot to do that. Oopsies. But through winter, it's always so windy. I always wear my hair up. And then through, sorry. I feel like I'm about to cough. Okay. And then through summer, it's always too hot to have your hair down. So I end up wearing it up. I only ever wear it down or half up and down during autumn and spring. Like, always forget until it's a little while in. So I only just remembered 1 month into spring. I've got 2 months left. It's alright though. This is the longest my hair's been in a while. I've been growing it out. I had it short in the beginning of 2020, I think. I had my hair like quite short, like chin length, and I've been growing it out since, so it's going pretty good. I'm kind of I'm wondering how long it'll take before I get annoyed with it and cut it all off again. But hopefully I can grow kind of long. I'd like to play with my hair, do all sorts of fun stuff with it, at least for a little while. Then I can cut it short again. Thank you. Yeah, I saw someone wear their hair like this out in the real world, and I've been, yeah, I was just like, I have to copy that. It looks amazing, and I haven't stopped. I've been wearing my hair like this like every day. But yeah, it's a pretty good length now. Actually, I kind of like this length. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll just maintain this length instead of like if I start getting bothered with it being too long, maybe I'll just cut it to be sort of this length, because it's a pretty good length at the moment. It's one of the good things with growing out your hair is that you get to see all the different lengths of hair and you go, yeah, I like that length. And then you can just maintain that length. Oh, okay. This line is torturing me. Okay. That's better. This is causing me trouble. I'll get it. There we go. Yeah! I'm happy with that. Okay, cool. Woo! Lighting done. Well, that lighting done. I still gotta do the rest of the lighting. But that lighting's done. Woo! I'm gonna grab like that color. And then do a little bit of... I want to kind of, actually, I might come in here and just erase out that center bit a little bit. That'll look a bit better. Yeah, like that. Okay, that looks good. Now I just need to grab this, add glow. I'll do some details from, oh, I didn't do the chain. Okay. I'm not done with that lighting. So excited for a second there. Chain. This chain should be a little easier though, because it's... No, it won't be. I mean, I've got a little bit of experience now, so maybe it will be easier. Okay. Yeah. There we go. Doing things more than once helps. Yay. I'm not a drawing teacher. I actually work in a paint shop. I like to give like little bits and pieces when I'm on stream, just in case anyone is an artist and they are curious and want to know, but no, I don't actually formally teach. I've sat down with a couple friends though before, who are interested in drawing, and given them little lessons, and like my little cousins and whatnot, like people in my life, I've sort of taught a little bit, but yeah, no, nothing formal. I actually haven't even had any formal lessons. I'm self-taught, so there you go. I think that looks good. Now we can do that, what I was doing before. Okay, this is the detail, so I'm running through and just making this look more like it's illuminating. I don't actually like that color. Might grab a darker color and see if that looks a bit better. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna do the chain and I'll come back to that. No, thought I could see one. There you go. Those look a lot more three-dimensional now. I don't think I missed anywhere. No, I don't think I did. Yay! I just want to do like a little bit on his chin. I will probably blend this light out a little bit because the shadows are from this light. So you want it to be kind of soft because these are just a little bit of additional light as opposed to being, yeah, because you get that sort of edge from the shadows. I'm probably going to blur that out a lot. Is it late over there or is it early? It is 8:29 p.m. So it's both. Depends on your perspective, I guess. Shadow details look somewhat realistic. Yeah, I have a tendency to sort of sit in a really weird spot when it comes to stylization. I grew up on a lot of like anime and cartoons and whatnot. But I also quite like, don't know if you know the artist Peter Moorbacher, like that kind of stuff, where it's not realistic per se, but there's a lot of detail there. So I think that's I think that's probably why my art has kind of a sort of weird spot for stylization. I know a lot of people don't like it. I like it though, and I'm all that matters. 9 p.m? Yeah. It's almost 9 p.m. So for me, it's personally, it's a little on the late side because I work relatively early in the morning. Not tomorrow though. Got the weekend off. But usually I do. So I usually go to bed at like between 9 and 10. But I might go to bed a little later today because I wanted to do this. So if I come across like I'm very tired, it's because I am. Like that, and then I might do some very, very, very soft. I'm gonna run around and blur everything soon, so not everything, but key points. And I need to add the second layer of shadows, but that usually doesn't take me all that long. It's looking pretty good. I mean, it's looking kind of goofy, but it will look good. So I just want to like blur this. I don't know, actually I don't like that. I might just do like that. Yeah. What time is it over there? Wherever you are. Well, I know it's the 3rd of November because we're a day ahead. But I don't actually know the difference between the Americas and like time-wise, like whereabouts you guys sit in the day. I think usually when it's evening for us, it's morning. So maybe it is the 5th. The 4th, I mean. I don't know. Just add a little in here. So generally I'll blur if the surface the light is touching is absorbs light. So for example, skin absorbs light to a certain extent, and like cloth absorbs light. But if you look at something like I might change the blending mode. Like metal doesn't absorb light at all. So for those ones, I like to keep the lighting sharper. So I'm gonna go through and blur the lighting, See, I'm not great to learn English off of. I slur all over the place. I barely speak my own language right. Yeah, I'm just gonna go around and just soften it up in some places because it'll make the lighting look a little bit more interesting and realistic. And it has a fun effect. I like it. And then I need to add things like second shadow layer. I need to do shine as well. Oopsies. I need to blur my shadow layer actually. But it should be sharper on, for example, these edges, it should be a little sharper because it's just the very edge of his arm. Whereas here, it's kind of bleeding onto the surface a bit more, so it's it'll be a little harder in those spots, if that makes sense. Like here, for example, I might do some just in here, and like in there, but then here I'll make it a little thicker. A little more blurred. Not that blurred. Oof, I feel like I'm slouching a lot. The reason I feel like I'm slouching a lot is because I was slouching a lot. Sit up straighter. I might be in a bit of an odd mood. Does your piece of art have a name? No, I've been saving it as Priest Cyclops. But no, it doesn't have a name. I generally don't name my art. I kind of just, I do it. I enjoy it, and that's kind of the end of it. Yeah, sometimes I will, but most of the time I kind of just leave it. It's like, yeah, it exists. I used to name stuff, but now I kind of just, naming takes a lot of energy. And I care a lot more about the process than you know, when it's done, it's kind of like, yeah, it's done, nice, but I'm less attached, I guess. I like drawing. I like the process of drawing, but I don't necessarily love my own art, if that makes sense. Cool, there we go. What I might do is I might go in here, just go on soft arrays. I kind of want to soften this up just a little bit more so that it feels a bit more like it's coming from a little further afield, and I want to make this a bit darker. And then what else do I want to do? I want to come in here and I want to do the blurs on the shadows, because like up here it needs to be quite blurred. That's better. Blur a little there. Yeah, when it comes to shading, if it's a shadow, for example, this here, the shirt is making that shadow. So the shadow is like really close, so you want it to be a little sharper. But when it comes to something like here, that's just the shape of the arm is causing the shadow, so you want it to be a little softer. And then I'm not really sure about that spot, so I'm just gonna guess and hope for the best. But again, things like metals, I leave the shadow to be very strong on it because, yeah. Ta-da! Should be a little softer. It's more about the sort of distance away from the object that's casting the shadow as well. The color of the belt must be the same as the shadow, right? No, hang on. If I turn the effects off, so you see all of these are it's very, very blue. You turn the effects on, it changes the color so dramatically. And then if I come in here, I'll show you the color that I draw my shadows in. It's this color. In pretty much all of my drawings, my shadows are the same color. It's this like pink color. Because I like the look of it. So you can see the actual base color, very different. But you're right in that this entire area is in shadow. I need to go through and add what I call like secondary shadow or ambient occlusion shadow. Technically they're different, but I do the same layer. To add a little bit more of the, a little bit more depth. Yeah. A little bit more depth to this area down here. Are you an artist yourself? Yeah, so I'm just adding the secondary shadow now. You can see adds a lot even just doing that. I know that a few people have asked me, like friends and whatnot, have asked me why I'll draw and then blur, because it's like, this is lagging out. And I don't know. I actually do not have an answer for that. I should probably just use the soft brush and then erase it, but I like to do that. I don't know why. I guess it just makes more sense to me. I might actually add a third layer for shadows, which I don't do often, but there's a lot. Yeah, I think I will actually. I'll do, oh, this is soft. Okay, sure. I'll erase it softly. I don't usually do that, but every now and then, if a drawing like this one is largely in shadow, you do kind of need to. But it will be the same as this one. It is just going to be just for spots like in here. Just add a little bit more depth to the fabric. Oopsies. Just go like that. Now you're stopping on the soft erase. Okay. Like that. And then this will be casting a shadow as well. So yeah, it adds a lot. Like if I take off the shadow that I've just added and then pop it back, it's like, oh, 3 dimensions. It's fun. This is why I love art, you know? And like in here, it's gonna have some. And then in here, I always do this. I sort of I'll draw things in really roughly, and so that I can just see what's going on, and then I'll go in and actually look at like, okay, so I need to be tidy here, and this actually needs to be in like that. So I know I've got quite a an all over the place kind of process. But to be fair, I'm sort of, even though I would like this to be a career, it's like I draw for fun. I wouldn't draw if I didn't enjoy it. I find it so strange that some people do. Yeah, so I might do, yeah, this layer will be my ambient layer. Sort of just the ambient shadows, and then the other one will be the more the secondary shadows. Add a little bit of around the edge. Frequently with lighting, especially with strong lighting like this, you'll get it'll actually be darker directly next to the light. So this is one of the things that I will do with ambient occlusion, is I'll just run around and just my ambient occlusion layer, I should say. So I'll just run around like where the light is and just sort of give it a bit of a sort of darker line, just really softly, because it makes it look like it's brighter. I don't do that all the time, but it's a pretty cool effect. Like, and then I need to do oopsies. What I might do is cheat a little bit. Just do this. Selection tool. It's not really cheating. It just feels like cheating.
I'm going to follow you and watch you and worship the ground you walk on.
Thanks for the follow, Mini Scribbler? Mini Scribbler, yeah. Welcome. I'm glad you're enjoying the stream. Hi. We've been having a lot of fun today, I think. Well, I think I have been. Looks great. Thank you. Hang on, I'll zoom out. There you go. Thanks. I've been I'm really keen to finish it. This is the closest I've been to finishing a drawing in a few months, so I'm really excited to get it done. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with the way that it's turning out as well. Right, I'm doing secondary shadow. Lost my train of thought because I'm like, oh my god, a follower. I am on a laptop. I'd like to get a PC. I used to have one, but for a while there I was moving around a little bit, so I got a laptop just because it was a little bit more convenient. But now I'm like kind of wishing I had a PC again. It's a pretty good laptop though. It does a good job. Just wondering if you're using a pen or a mouse. Oh, I'm using a pen. I've got a, hang on. Wacom Intuos. They don't have numbers anymore. Pro. I was about to go Wacom Intuos 3. I haven't even had an Intuos 3 in a while. But yeah, no, I'm using pen. Yeah. I was thinking like a like an iPad though. I was just like, what do you mean by tablet? Like some people call those tablets. So lost. I'm sorry. We're just talking about my how I'm drawing. Yeah, some use a mouse. I haven't used mouse since I was like 12. Before I had a tablet. But I was very lucky. My granddad gifted me his old tablet that he wasn't using. So yeah. Because he was into like photography. And he was like, oh, this'll help. And then he ended up like not liking it at all. So he was like, oh, you draw, here you go. I'm like, yes. My first drawing that I ever did on a tablet was a self-portrait of myself sitting at the desk using the tablet that they gave me, and I sent it to them. To my grandparents. Whereabouts are you from, Mini Scribbler? Is it, I've never really used a tablet for photography either. I don't touch up my photos, really. No, neither. No, but he was like a nature photographer. He got, you know, he yeah. So, I mean, I guess there's a reason why he didn't like it. I don't really know, but yeah, he does, sort of more of a hobbyist, but yeah. I'm very thankful that he was into photography, because otherwise I probably wouldn't have been into art as much. Because I wouldn't have had the opportunity to use a tablet. I would have been stuck with using a pen. Actually, not a mouse, a trackpad, because I had a laptop back then. You're an Aussie? Sup? How's it over there? Is it getting hot yet? Because it's getting hot over here and I'm blaming you guys. It's like every summer, it's just like, this heat is coming from Australia. It's their fault. It's been really wet, mild spring. Oh, really? For us, it's been, like, we had a storm the other day, and then it's been, like, blisteringly hot. Like, it's been hot, or it's been thunderstorm. Like, it's really pleasant. I do not like it at all. Yeah. Wait, do you guys not? He asked me if you were going to add more accessories to your character. Nah, not at this point. I'm gonna make the gems a little bit sparklier and the jewelry, like his earrings and whatnot, but not more, no more jewelry. It's pretty much just finishing touches now. Lots of lighting effects and, whatnot. Well, where I am, we don't, but it's a small town. I was from a small town once. We had, what, 30,000 people? We still did Guy Fawkes. That's so odd. Huh. I'm gonna track down some Australians and ask some more Australians and see if it's just a wherever you are or if it's a whole of Australia. 'Cause it can't be the whole of Australia, right? Huh. Maybe because it's often fire ban this time. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, that would do it. We don't have your as much of your flammable issues. Especially considering that it's like 2 hours away from the sea wherever you are in this country, so there's always water. This is for yourself commission. This is for myself. Yeah, I just felt like drawing a priest cyclops thing. I actually, although I have commissions as an option on Fiverr, I actually haven't had any commissions in a long time. I probably wouldn't stream them either. Like, I might. I don't know. We'll see. I'd need to get permission, I feel, if I were to stream someone's commission. What's going on? Oh, it's because I'm on the blittle. I would do it. Don't know if I want to add more down there or not. No, I don't think I do. What's the time? Okay. I don't know why I checked my phone for the time. I've got like... I'm on a computer. The time's right there. It's not even a habit. I have a tendency to leave my phone in strange places. I'll forget where I left my phone a lot. So I have no idea why I just checked my phone. It's actually 9 PM now. Well, it's 2 minutes to 9, so... Yeah, you guys are off a little bit. What time is it in Australia? Well, or at least where you are in Australia. Australia's a big place. I actually can't get my brain around how giant Australia is sometimes. By sometimes I mean all the time. I don't get it. It's huge. Twitch doesn't have copyright on the subject of music, right? Twitch does and it doesn't. So the way that it works is when you're live, they can't do anything about it. But when it's a VOD or it's a previous video, it will like just mute the parts which it's registered as being having copyright issues. So the first couple streams I did, I was just playing any music, whatever, and it was fine. But then I was like, oh, I realized that it was removing all of my music, and I was like, no, big blank sections, which is why I sort of just listen to my own music and play some copyright-free music, which now you've got me worried about, so I'm just going to double check that it is actually doing that. Oh, I saw some. Yeah, cool. It's not playing my music. Okay, that's good. Okay. Cool. Sorry. Just getting distracted by stuff. Hang on, what did you say? Oh yeah, I thought it was 6 p.m. here, but it's nearly 7. Yeah. But if someone reports, you can get a strike. Yeah, you can. So yeah, copyright's a complex topic. Yeah, I sort of, after the first couple streams, I was like, you know what, let's just not go there. So I've been using copyright free music, but that's alright. I actually quite like Lemino's music anyway, and he's a pretty cool guy. I would highly recommend his YouTube channel. And yeah, it's great too because it means that I can upload these on YouTube, because YouTube's a lot stricter than Twitch. So I can upload all of the VODs on YouTube, which is good. It means I can keep everything instead of Twitch sort of doesn't hold onto your VODs for all that long. So I can keep everything up in case anyone is craving some content from me. Yeah, I feel like this picture is missing something, so I'm probably gonna end up doing, I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be the last sitting for it, but yeah, it's very, very close to 3 a.m. I'll go to sleep. Bye, your drawings are good. Thank you. And yeah, go to sleep. Sleep is really important. So no, go to sleep. I'll be on next Friday, hopefully. That's the plan. The plan is to stream every Friday now. We'll see though. I don't currently have an actual schedule. But it's been lovely. Ooh. And I need to stop slouching. So my back hurts. Go straight back to slouching. My god. That helps. Okay. It's really unattractive. I'll start again. I might do, recently I was doing a drawing and I did slightly different shines to usual, so I might do that but in shadow. I like trying new stuff when it comes to art. I feel like I need different music. So, what should I listen to?
I'm going to follow you and watch you and worship the ground you walk on.
Thank you for following me! It really has been lovely having you on, so I'll see you at some point soon. Oh, or I'll chat to you at some point soon. But go to bed. I want to start learning digital, just can't find the time. Yeah, so do you do traditional like sketches and whatnot, or do you do like painting? What's your background currently? Cause my neighbors are putting off some fireworks. It's very distracting. I paint but not on canvas. I paint display 3D printed busts. Oh, nice, nice, nice. But I'm doing that like 8 hours a day. Yeah. Yeah, I can imagine going from painting like models and figures and 3D prints. I feel like that would be harder to go into digital than, because I was sketching first. I've been drawing digitally since I was 13, which helps. But I started off just sketching on like paper, so I feel like it's easier to go from being quite heavily on that sort of paper 2D surface and everything into digital. Do you do any 3D like animation or anything? Because you could always, nope. Because you could always take your interest in doing like models and everything and make your own. I I studied 3D for 2 years. I only started art like 18 months ago. All good, all good. Everyone's gotta start somewhere. I have people go like, all I can draw is stick figures. I'm like, yeah, but we all start somewhere. Like, if I pull out some of my early art, you know. But yeah, no, yeah, if you can't find the time to do digital, then I'd recommend like just trying to slot in like sketching and stuff, because sketching, the skill is quite comparable. Like, it's not one-on-one, but because the actions and everything are the same, well, assuming you're using a pen device as opposed to a mouse, you know, the skills do transfer a lot, and it's a lot easier to get into sketching on a piece of paper than it is to get into digital. Of course, you can always draw with a mouse. I'm so impressed by people who can draw with a mouse. I'm like, oh my god. I used to, but it didn't. Do I want to? I don't know. Maybe I will. Okay, yeah, Okay, let's save. I'm gonna show you my early stuff. I do have a tablet and a pen. That's good. It helps. But yeah, because in your sketchbook, if you just practice getting control over the pen, especially. So something that I do, and it's really boring. Like, it's so boring. People think I'm losing my mind sometimes because I sit there and I'll just draw circles like over and over and over and over and over again, and like lines, like straight lines, because it just helps you with pen control, and it being able to go do this right line and the right circle and everything at once, like, it helps so much to be able to do everything else. But yeah, I'm gonna quickly open up my files. I want to say it's been a while since I've been in the archives, and we're not going to show that because that is inappropriate. Okay, let's just swap onto desktop. Here we go. This is some of my old art. This is when I was just using, like, this is a mouse. Actually, it wasn't a mouse, it was a trackpad on a laptop using Microsoft Paint. That's where I started. I feel like I'm always saying it's too hard to start digital when I have a disabled friend who can't use her arms and legs. She draws holding the pen in her mouth. Oh man, that's really unfortunate, but like, go her. Yeah. That's yeah, but no, you're not a wuss. It's, even if you don't have disabilities or anything, you know, you've got your own stuff going on, and sometimes it can be hard to find the time, and that happens. So don't put yourself down just because you have an amazing friend. But yeah, so that's when I was using a trackpad and thing, and then my first digital drawing, I started off in Paint Tool Sci. Back in the day. So that's my first digital drawing ever. So I had a few years at this point of practice with traditional, just sketching and everything. And I'm pretty proud of this. I was 13. And like, I did alright. But it's because that translated. You know, all of that skill translated. And then learning to do painting and everything just came later. So my painterly style? Oh yeah? Alright, I don't do painterly that often, but I want to see some painterly. Let's grab, try to find something that's actually done. I don't know which one's done because I've saved it 4 times. Here we go. It's a few years old as well. I don't draw painterly all that often. Don't paint that much anymore. I sort of discovered my style, and ever since it's been kind of yeah, I've been sort of sticking in that cartoon sort of realm. Every now and then I dip into some painterly stuff. Hang on, let's look at drawings, illustration. Let's see if I've got any. I don't think I have any super recent painted stuff. I have a actually I've got, because practicing it's good to practice more realistic. So this was like an hour or two just practicing lighting and form and everything. But yeah, I don't know. Sketch. Let's skip on to Clip Studio again. There you go. Yeah. Thank you. I was kind of hoping I could find oh, you know, I'm just gonna look it up online. I'll grab. I've got gotta go to one of my accounts because I've got this drawing that I quite like, but I don't. The anatomy's a little off, but I still really like it. Yay. Sign in. Why am I not signed in? Go sign in. I'll just find it and then I'll pull it up. Ooh, this may be harder than I thought. Oh, that's probably why. Wasn't looking in the right section. I don't even watch Harry Potter that often, and every now and then I'll say something and I'm just like, I had you looking in the wrong section. I'm just like, oh my god. Oh, there we go. Now I'll be off fire. Okay. Thank you, DeviantArt, I suppose. It's been a long time since I've been on DeviantArt. I post on there, but I don't spend time on there. Not anymore. When I was back in the day, I used to spend a lot of time on DeviantArt because yeah, because I was a kid. Why can't I find this? This is so frustrating. I know what I named the drawing. The problem is, the problem is it's not a great name. I'm gonna look at my files. I only use Insta. Yeah, I kind of only use Instagram nowadays too. Yeah. It's been a long time since I've done, really been into any of the other ones. I used to use DeviantArt a lot. I even was on Tumblr for a little while, but no, I don't. I pretty much only use Instagram nowadays, and even then, it's only like, well, like half an hour a day, maybe. I'm not big into social media. I think I might have found the Photoshop file. Let's find out. This could be a completely different drawing. I could have. Bang, crash. That's really loud. Oh, what is this one? Woo! Okay, cool. So I found the Photoshop file. Here I get to look at 2 versions of it. I really, really like this drawing. The anatomy's off. Whoopsies. There we go. Oh my god, I can't remember how to use Photoshop. It's been a while. So like the anatomy's a little off. So you can see, this isn't the finished drawing. But yeah, I really like this one. And I know that there's a lot of things that I would change nowadays if I redraw it. I'm almost tempted, but I'm really proud of this shield at least. The neighbors are putting off fireworks. They're very loud. And I know that they're coming through because I can see little bar go poof, and I'm like, oh god, no. But yeah, there we go. I used to do Painterly. Now I don't. Now I do sort of cartoony stuff. Thanks, man. yeah, I. It's my fault for streaming on Guy Fawkes now, right? Every now and then I'll sort of feel the feels. Feel the feels. Yeah. Sometimes I'll just feel the need to draw in the sort of painterly style, but it's not super frequently. And usually I'll end up giving up and changing. No, it probably isn't that loud for through the microphone. But I can like hear it through my headphones, so I'm like, oh my god, it's quite loud. Like, hang on. There is this drawing here that I'm doing currently. And I actually started off painting it. And then I drew the sketch over top, and now I'm like, I still don't know if I want to paint it and finish it painted, or if I want to do the line art and everything. Like, because it's from a book, right? There's a few... Oh, there's a few scenes from the series. It's the Magician's trilogy. I finished reading it recently, so I've been talking about it a lot. Rereading, I should say. But there's just a few scenes from that book that really stick in my mind, and this is one of them. And I can't decide if I want to do my usual style, if I want to do painterly, so we'll see. Whenever I get back to that, I gotta finish this one though. But yeah, style's kind of an old one. Don't worry about style too much. If you're starting off with drawing, like, just don't. Like, I don't worry too much about style either. My style shifts and changes because I shift and change, you know? It's not a constant for anyone. The people who it is a constant for, they're I want to say this in a nice way, a little bit more manufactured, you know, like they are sitting down going, I need to make this product, as opposed to I'm sitting down to have fun and draw, you know? Like, I don't mean it in a mean way, it's just kind of the reason why their art style is so consistent is because they're constantly thinking about their art style, as opposed to thinking about just making the best piece that they can at the time, I feel. I don't want to be shady. But it's just kind of, you know, it's just a slightly different approach. So I've noticed that a lot of artists will sit down and they'll just draw, and they'll sort of think about the style and think about the way that they're portraying the thing, whereas I sort of zone out and I just go, I don't know, does this look alright? Let's see, kind of thing. Like, I don't know. But I mean, anyone who does art and any skill level, you know, gotta have respect for that, because it is hard to get into, it's hard to keep up with, and yeah. I don't like doing commissions much because I'm too restricted. Yeah, no, I don't. I have trouble doing fan art. Like, I struggle with fan art because I'm like, I want to be true to the character, but I also just want to lose myself in the drawing and do what I want. And it's so I don't like fan art that much. Because it's like, if I was drawing... I'm not sure what the last fan art I did was, but I remember I did do a Zorro drawing, and I remember while I was drawing it going, oh man, I really want to do this, and I can't even remember what I wanted to do to the drawing, but I couldn't do it because that wouldn't be true to Zorro, like that wouldn't be true to the character. So yeah, no, I can't draw fan art. I do want to do commissions though, unfortunately, because I need the money. but yeah, if I didn't have any money problems or anything, then then I probably would never want to do commissions. Just chill and just draw what I want to draw. But yeah. Yeah, I prefer that. Because what I'm doing now is actually, it's not like to my art style. To be fair, I don't usually draw, you know, like such dark shadows. I don't usually draw like hair shadows, if that makes sense. But recently, it's just show and tell. I always end up just sort of like show and tell, like, oh yeah, these are my other drawings that I'm never gonna finish. No, I'll finish them. It's just gonna take me forever. Oh shoot, I should have saved. No, save. Okay. Load. There we go. So I did this character relatively recently. Well, the whole drawing I'm still working on, obviously. I've got all the lighting for all these individual characters. But this hair here, that's not how I usually draw hair. And I just decided I would do it for this character, and now I'm sort of just deciding I'm going to do it for this character, but in the reverse. Like with shadows. Because, I don't know. I do like the way that she's turned out. I'm really... this is one of the drawings that I will never put in my did not finish folder because I'm going to finish it. Like, I'm determined. But first, this one. I think I might have just erased something. Not sure. Okay. Opposite shines are strange. I don't know if I like it or not. I think I do. Speaking of hair, I actually need to do the hair strands. I think I did a 15 for this drawing. 15? Yeah, 15, okay. No, right on the side. Fireworks! Gotta grab that purple again. Ugh, not that one, that one. Let's be on something in here. And do purple strands. Oh, that's my problem. It's not on glow. That's better. What just happened? Did it just lag? I think I just lagged. Yeah, I think I just lagged. I'm doing this drawing so out of order. That's okay though. Oh, fireworks are illegal here. Oh my god, what? Really? So that's probably why we don't sell it? Oh my god. I mean, to be fair, you do have the flammable problem, don't you? But it's still like, wow. Sucks to be you, I guess. I mean, but yeah, no, I mean, your country does kind of just go on fire by itself, doesn't it? It doesn't need any help. Like, it really does not need any help. You have to have a pyrotechnics license. Yeah. That's okay though, like, you know, I mean, you still have the, what's it called, right? Like the, sort of, like, community showings and stuff for, like, New Year's or whatever. So it's not like you get no fireworks, just not as many as maybe wanted. Yeah. No, I'm pretty sure that they were talking about considering making them illegal in New Zealand as well. But Hasn't happened. Not just yet, at least. Oh, skipping this song. Nope. Yeah, man, that sucks. But again, kind of fair. Like the other year when you had the big fires, like I was at work and the whole sky was like red, and it's a different country, and like we could see the fire kind of thing. Like not the fire, but you know, the effects of it. So it's like, yeah, fire's serious business in Australia. But here it's so damn damp all the time. It's less of a big problem. It's actually been so horribly humid in the last few weeks. It's like I always forget about summer being so humid. Are you in the kind of deserty, like super duper deserty part of Australia, or are you in the kind of, you know, reasonable part of Australia? I don't. I'm all over the place with this drawing. I was just like, oh yeah, I haven't even done the shadows for the chains yet. Whoops. I'll get to it. I should get to it like right now, but I want to finish off doing the shines. Shiny! Whee! Look at that. I should probably do a little bit of shine on the hand, actually. Well, you live in Australia, don't you? Of course your internet went out! You guys are known for poor internet. Oh, sorry. Pardon. I just asked what part of Australia you're in. If you're in the sort of deserty part, or if you're the, you know, normal, sensible part of the country. Climate-wise. It's actually normally pretty good. That's good. Yeah, no, my internet used to be so shocking. Now it's alright. On the beach! Damn! I don't know why I'm getting excited. Honestly though, Australian beaches are beautiful. You know, ignoring the sharks and stuff. But nice. I mean, if I were to live in Australia, I would want to live somewhere close to a body of water. Not just for the fires and everything, it's just because I'm so used to it. Like, I was saying last week, anywhere you are in New Zealand, you're like no more than 2 hours away from the sea. Like, I wouldn't know how to deal with not being close to the sea, I don't think. Mine is pretty nice. Look up Lake's entrance sometime. Is now sometime? Oh yeah, that's a good beach. No one else gets to see it though, it's just me got to see it. Yeah. No, I mean, I have a poor memory sometimes, so sometimes it's just easier to go, yeah, okay, cool, I'm looking now. But yeah, no, I love the sea too. It's like, you know, growing up is always going and stuff. Do you guys have fish and chips? Pretty sure you guys have fish and chips. But I mean, you're near the sea, right? You gotta have fish and chips. I haven't had fish and chips in ages. I don't live close to the sea anymore. Like, I don't live far. I just realized, no, the sea's like right over there. Okay, no, I live close to the sea. Sorry. I live in New Zealand. The sea is always nearby. When you like forget about it, then it's like, oh wait, no, hang on. The beach is like 20 minutes away. It's not really that far. Yeah, I don't know I'd fully know what to do if I didn't live near the beach, or at least a lake, you know? Oh, I need to fix that. I've also got snow about 1 hour away too, so that's pretty cool. You beat me on that. Closest snow is 6-hour drive, I think, but it's like a mountain, so like a singular, it's a lonely mountain. Not to be, you know, Lord of the Ringsy, but yeah. Oh, the desert gets snow. Yeah, like it's gotta be like 6 hours minimum would be the closest snow for me. Minimum drive. I want snow. I've only been in snow twice in my life, and that makes me very sad. I love snow. I love the look of it. I love how cold it is. I do well in cold temperatures, so damn. Maybe I do need to live in Australia. I was actually, of the states that I was considering, Victoria was like, because I'm from New Zealand, right? Like, everyone in this country has considered moving to Australia. Literally everyone. And if they haven't, they're insane. I work with 2 Australians, and I genuinely do not understand what they're doing in my country. I'm like, no offense to you guys or anything, but you guys pay way more. Like, I don't understand why an Australian would move to New Zealand. If you want beaches, there are beaches in Australia. You want mountains with snow, there are mountains with snow in Australia. Like, Australia has everything New Zealand has, except they also have pay, you know? And like, affordable living costs and stuff. And I'm like, what are you guys doing here? Like, doesn't it just make more sense to live in Australia? Like, I'm considering moving to Australia. I find it the strangest thing. I like the snow. I just hate driving up the mountain on icy roads. Yeah, no, icy roads are not. Like, I don't actually have a license, but I can imagine how that would be terrifying. You know, 1/5 of New Zealanders live in Australia? 1/5. That's a lot. I mean, it's 1 million people, but it's still a lot. We've got a small population, but 1/5 of our population lives in Australia. I think that's shocking. Oh my god. What, is pay bad over there? It's not necessarily that pay is bad, it's just that the cost of living is so high. Like, I'm going to be saying this in New Zealand dollars, so I hope you can translate, but it's like, you know, you're paying $100 or so, maybe a little less, but like around that mark for like food every week kind of thing. Like, food's expensive, and then rent where I am now is considered to be kind of affordable, and that's like $500 a week, and like all this. It's nearly 1-1 at the moment. Oh, sweet. So there you go. You can understand what I'm saying. I always get conversion like funny. And yeah, just bills and like fuel and everything. It really adds up. So it's like you get paid all right, but nowhere near as much as in Australia, and our tax is higher as well. And then it's just the cost of living and everything. It really does add up. Like I get like maybe, yeah, I don't get much left over. Yeah, and this is I live in South Auckland, so like that's cheap housing. Like I do live in Auckland, so fair. Auckland is the most expensive like city in the country, but it's most of my family is around here and everything. But yeah, so I live in sort of more affordable area. The last place I lived in was $330 a week. It was a single room, like it was literally a studio apartment, but you had to climb a ladder for the bed and stuff. Like it was really small, and that was like right in the city. It's really funny because people always talk about like how expensive New York is. What people don't realize is that New Zealand is actually, like, Auckland is comparable to living in New York, which is pretty insane. Yeah, it's similar to Sydney, but again, you do get paid more in Australia because minimum wage at the moment is what, like, oh god, I'm gonna look it up so I don't give you the wrong thing. Wrong number. Minimum wage. Oopsies. Whoa. New Zealand. Oh my god. Can't type. It's because I'm holding my pen, so it's like that makes it harder to type. And then I'll look up Australia too. Yeah, so current minimum wage is $21.20 an hour, whereas in Australia it's $21.38. So your minimum wage is slightly higher, and then yeah, it's like all the taxes and everything. It all adds up. Like it's yeah. A lot of New Zealanders move to Australia for the money. There's also, you know, a fifth of New Zealanders living in Australia. Some moved for family, but it's for money. Yeah, I've considered moving to Australia a few times. At the moment, I'm pretty certain I'm going to be moving to Australia in the next, like, 2 years. I don't know 100% though. Like, you know, you never know. Life can really throw you some curveballs sometimes, huh? But at the moment, it's kind of looking like I'm probably going to end up moving to Australia in the next 2 years. Just because the money, you know, just life. Although I really do like it. I really do like living in South Auckland. It's everyone's really lovely here. Yeah. Because I grew up in North Auckland. Technically, I did not grow up in Auckland. I was 15 when my town became Auckland. But, yeah, so it's like I've lived in Auckland all my life, but I lived in, like, the very, very north of Auckland, and now I lived in central Auckland for quite a few years, like, while I was studying. And now I live in South Auckland, and of the three, South Auckland's the best. You know, if you can stand, like, the police helicopters and stuff flying around all the time. But, like, I know, I like South Auckland. If I could live anywhere though, I'd probably, in this country, if transportation and all of that, because I don't have a driver's license or anything, if all of that wasn't a problem, I'd probably live in Arrowtown. Arrowtown's beautiful. But yeah. there's some problems with me living in Arrowtown. I have a stream buddy who's in New Zealand. I never asked whereabouts he lives. Some people aren't as open about it. Like, I don't know. South Auckland's I mean, I was about to say it's a pretty big place, and I'm just like, you're Australian. Like, I don't know the meaning of big next to you guys, but but it's, you know, the chances of you being able to find me are pretty low if I just say South Auckland. You know, I'm not saying the actual area. But yeah. He would tell me for sure. I just never asked. You should, because pretty much this is how New Zealand works, right? It actually works rather similarly to England, right? So you have your big city, which in England is London. In New Zealand, it's Auckland. And the rest of the country hates anyone from the big city. Like, literally, because I grew up technically outside of Auckland and then it became Auckland. So I have experienced being, like, from Auckland in a way, but also from outside of Auckland. And it's really funny because it's like growing up, you say, it's just a Jaffa, you know, like, and that means just another fucking Aucklander. You know, like, everyone fucking hates Aucklanders. And then living in Auckland properly, There are signs around that say, Jaffa, just remember, you're a Jaffa, and it will be like, just another friendly Aucklander. I'm like, fuck no, you guys aren't friendly. Jesus. I lived in Melbourne for some years, but I hate the city. Yeah, I've been to Melbourne. I haven't been to too many places in Aussie, but I've been to Melbourne. I quite liked it. It's like Auckland, but with bats, right? Like, and with more events and whatnot. Oh, that's my alarm. It's been 2 hours. They're gonna go off soon. I'll give it a little bit though. Yeah, I've been to Melbourne. Melbourne's alright. I haven't lived there, and the difference between visiting a place and living there is staggeringly different. But yeah, I don't know. I thought it was alright. I still have my my Victoria like hop card somewhere from when I went, and I went years ago. But it's sort of like, oh well, if I go again, then I'm not that much of a hoarder, but something about like just little useful items, like a hop card for Victoria, the state in Australia. For some reason, I decided that was important enough to keep. I think, yeah, if I move to Australia, I'll probably move to somewhere in the Melbourne area, just because Melbourne is quite New Zealand-like, or like Adelaide. I've got some family who lives like in Sydney, and like I've got a cousin that lives in Sydney, and I've got another family member who lives in like that beach. Was it no, it's not Bombay. What's that? Bondi. Yeah, I've got another family member who lives like in Bondi Beach, which is obviously kind of close to Sydney, but yeah. So like I've got family who lives around there, but no, I'm pretty sure I'd move to like Melbourne or Adelaide. Out of the two, I'd rather Adelaide, but just from what I've like read about it, apparently it's like lots of old people, and I'm like, yes, let's move to where the old people are. But yeah, I don't know, the art museum in Melbourne, I don't know if there's multiple or not, but the art museum in Melbourne was actually really good when I went, and I saw an opera as well. That was pretty good. Which kind of makes me sort of a bit more like, oh yeah, maybe Melbourne, because New Zealand as a whole doesn't have as much of that kind of thing, of the culture, I suppose you could say. Like more in Auckland than the rest of the country, but it's not that much in Auckland. Like if you really stop and look, it's like, oh wow, you guys don't have any of that stuff. But like I love ballet, and I haven't been able to get into opera because of my location, because living in New Zealand means you can't really get into opera. But yeah, I don't know. There you go. I would live in Melbourne or Adelaide if I could live in Australia. Definitely not in the middle of the bloody desert. You will not catch me in the middle of the desert. Although, having said that, I'm really curious because New Zealand has a desert. Did you know that? New Zealand has a desert. I'm really curious. I want to visit New Zealand's desert at some point. This lighting doesn't make that much sense, and I don't care. I like the way that looks. Yeah, I think I like that. I want to soften it up a bit though. I've never been to the desert either. You should go. Your country's known for it, you know? Like, I'm just curious because New Zealand is like known for the opposite of deserts, right? Like, we're known for like snowy mountains and the beach, you know? But you guys are known for the desert. I didn't know that. Is it like it's not big. I actually don't know how big it is. Let's find out. Let's find out together. Desert. Watch me misspell desert, like desert as dessert. Desktop. So this is our desert. It's very desertous. Oh no, it's you know, it's kind of a desert. It's let's go on the best source of information. Wow, language not working for me. The best source of information. Te Onetapu, commonly known as Rangipo Desert, is a barren desert-like environment in New Zealand located in the Ruapehu district. I've never been to Ruapehu. In the North Island volcanic plateau. Yeah, so it's around like Mount Tongariro and Mount. I've never tried to say that out loud. Hang on. Nauruhoe, I think. Mount Ruapehu, and west of the Kaimanawa Ranges. It is there, which you can see isn't very big. It's like Taupo. There's a mountain there. But yeah, it's like, this is what I mean when I say anywhere you are, you're near the sea, right? Like, look, this is the desert. I wonder how far that is. Let's find out. Let's find out how far it is. From the desert to the sea. From our desert to the sea. Yeah. No, like, no one knows. No one really knows. See, look at it. It's even a different color on the map. New Zealand's got a lot of fun little things. Directions. Can I just put the thing down? I don't know. I've seen people do this, but I don't actually know how to do that. Yes. Woo. To, what do you think the closest beach is? Probably Napier, right? Napier. Hawke's Bay. There you go. From the desert to the beach. 2 hours and 47 minutes. Or what about down Westmere? Whanganui. There you go, 2 hours. You're always like close to the beach. I think I would like to live in New Zealand, but only if I had unlimited. Yeah. Yeah, it's I love New Zealand. I don't really ever want to leave the country. I you know, to live. To visit other places I'd love to, but I don't really want to live in other countries, which is why I'm like, maybe I'd live in Australia, but only in like the New Zealand like areas. Because I really do love New Zealand, and I'd recommend visiting at least. But yeah, no. Hang on, I'll show you Arrowtown. Oh, this is where I wish I lived in New Zealand. If I could live anywhere in New Zealand, if I had unlimited funds. Look at it. It's so pretty. I've been to Arrowtown once, when I was like 5 or 6 or something, and like ever since then I remember having ice cream underneath some autumn trees, and ever since then I was like, I want to live in this town. I love it. It's so pretty. Yeah, like somewhere around here-ish. I ate some ice cream as a kid, and I've wanted to live in Arrowtown ever since. I should. It's only a couple of hours flight, isn't it? Yeah, it's like 2-3 hours. Alright, let's book your trip, shall we? I'm just gonna go Air New Zealand because I'm lazy. Just go on their website. Let's see, let's find out how much it would cost Air New Zealand, so not even that cheap, right? Like, it's not the cheapest. Don't want to go to Los Angeles, no. We want to go from Melbourne to Auckland. One way. Search. Oh, what haven't done? Oh, okay. You're coming next week, apparently. Yeah, you're already on the right side of Australia. So, duration 3 hours and 45 minutes. Yeah, it's 3.5 hours, and it's like $400 to $600. It's probably, you could probably get cheaper, because Air New Zealand's not exactly the cheapest, but there you go. It's like a long movie. Watch Lord of the Rings on the way over, but only one of them, only the first one. It's not long enough for all 3. Let's swap on to Clip Studio again. I'm running the right. Yeah, I already read that. I was just like, oh, I got another chat, and it's like, nope, I read that. I feel like I need to add some distinction to the edge of this because it's sort of blending in a little bit. Takes me longer to get to Melbourne. That's a 5-hour drive. Yeah, I mean, there's got to be an airport somewhere around you, right? Like, oh no, it's Australia, isn't it? You guys are just forever away from everything. A 5-hour drive from where I am would get me like Taupo, like that's like half the country. Not half the country, but you know, a good long way. Where I lived before, right at the north of Auckland, it was like a 16-hour drive to Christchurch, which is like down in bloody South Island. Like you can drive from the top of the country to the bottom in like 2 days. if you don't sleep, you know. Melbourne is the closest. The other would be Canberra. Oh yeah. I live like not far away from an airport. Yeah, and then you have to worry about parking too. Travel's too hard when you have a license. Because I don't have a driver's license, so I would just public transport. Because I'm on the very right hand side of Victor. Oh no. Oh, that's gotta be a pain. How glossy do I want to make his lips? Maybe give him like lip gloss, like fully like the glossiest of lips. Yeah, I'm pretty glad that I live in a small country. Because I can't imagine trying to, you know, get to other places, if that makes sense. Like, I know I can kind of just go, you know, wherever I want. Like, not entirely, but it's not that much of a big deal to go places if I wanted to. Because and you're like, it's pretty much like visiting a whole different country if you wanted to go to you know, a different state or something in in Australia, right? Like like it's far. Electric vehicle recharge points being so numerous. Yeah, but we've got they push for that kind of thing a lot in my country. Like a lot. Like very, very into environmentalism in New Zealand. And also, we're a small country. It's a lot easier to have them be so numerous in such a small amount of space because we don't have as much space. Because your country probably does have more, but it's just more spread out. It's gonna get an electric motorbike, but couldn't because our electric infrastructure is almost non-existent. Yeah, man, that sucks. I mean, you can always get a push bike and then just get really massive thighs. No, even in like my little town that I lived in, north of Auckland, like I can think of 2 different places that we had recharge points. Like there was one at the supermarket and then there was one at the petrol station. And it's just off the top of my head. Like I don't even have a vehicle, so I don't notice these kinds of things. It's quite possible there could be even more. Australia's environmental record is bad, I have to admit. But not the worst in the world, so, you know. Yeah, but New Zealand very, very much prides ourselves on, you know, like, yay, environmentalism, but we definitely have a lot of things that, like, we could work on. Like, definitely. It's one of those things. It's gonna always be something that everyone has to sort of work towards, or, you know. It's never gonna go away, I don't think. Especially not with a bloody ozone hole, which isn't even our fault. An ozone hole. Yeah, we got very, very much taught about the environment and everything in school as well. And actually, I failed. So I studied 3D and I failed my first year of 3D because the tutor decided halfway through our final assessment that we were going to do environmental stuff. So everyone had to change what they were doing, which is bullshit. Because it was supposed to be you do anything you want, and then he was like, no, we're going to do environmentalism. And like all throughout my school career, pretty much all projects have been about like the environment. So I was just like, oh, come on, this was going to be like my opportunity to showcase what I've got and do something that like I wanted to do. I wanted to make a fetus in a jar, by the way, which could have worked for environmentalism, but I didn't realize the connection. So he kept on like screwing us around until the very end of the project, and I just didn't have enough time left to get anything done. So I ended up failing that year because of one tutor. I had like really good grades for the rest of the year, but because of that one thing, and he decided to change it suddenly to environmentalism because it's just something that teachers love to make projects about. It's like, it's so frustrating. It's just like, yes, we need to work on getting the environment good, but could I possibly just do what I want in this creative field, please? I know. It's really common. You like see signs around and everything, like all the time. You know, like make sure you take public transport and like all the. It's not a problem for me. I don't even have a car. It's like I'm accidentally quite environmentally friendly just because I don't have a license, and I don't like producing waste, if that makes sense. Like I don't do it for the environment. It's just that the idea of producing lots of waste is just kind of icky to me. Like even if it's, you know, like food waste and, you know, like just rubbish and stuff, like even not for the environment, it's just kind of like I just don't want to be producing lots of rubbish. Like that's just kind of gross. I don't know. So I'm just like accidentally kind of like probably not the best person in the world for environmentalism. That would be, you know, someone living in a small tribe in Africa. But yeah, I do reasonably well just by accident, like with no thanks to the schools trying to get us to be environmental. Or I mean, yeah, but your country is immense. Most people would argue that where I am, I'd need a car as well. Certainly where I lived before, not having a car, I could definitely feel like the limitations from it. New Zealand is very much made for people driving. We just don't have like the public transport's like a real problem. But, I mean, it works. I find it fine. Like, I'm going to the shop for some milk. Be back in a couple of days. Yeah. Yeah. It's, yeah, no, if I lived in Australia, I would have to live in a city because I just don't have a car, and I probably never would. It's not that I have anything against cars per se, it's just that it's like I just don't have a license and I don't really feel the need to get one. Yeah. No. I don't know. I'm not done yet on this drawing, but it is 10 o'clock. I've got to go to bed soon, so I'm gonna have to say goodnight. I'm afraid. It's been lovely chatting to you though. It's been absolutely wonderful. I'm very much enjoying live streaming, and I was considering, I mentioned this right at the very beginning of the stream, I was considering doing a game stream tomorrow, which I've never done. I've only ever done the art stream stuff, but I was like, I've been working quite hard at the moment, and this way I'd force myself to relax, which is, yeah. So I was considering playing Banished, if you've heard of that game. It's kind of like Age of Empires. Like it's a real-time strategy game, but it doesn't have any of the combat, so it's like it's like farming simulator meets Age of Empires. Like it's really chill. It's so good. I love it. Yeah, it's such a good game. I love Banished. I love punishing myself in Banished. So I was considering playing that tomorrow. Force myself to take a break because yeah, I sort of mentioned at the beginning of the stream and everything. Like I worked. I had to do a cover shift last Wednesday, and then I do a lot of work at home as well on art. This last couple of weeks I've been working on something very specific, which I'm not going to mention, but I played it has some air. Yeah, no, it does have some issues, but it was made by one guy, so like it's a good game. Considering it's like there's some flaws and some things that I wish that they'd done better with the game, but like at the same time, it's the only game that I've found like that I've really enjoyed. So yeah. But yeah, no, so last week I did a cover shift on Wednesday, and then I was working on this project on Thursday, and then I worked Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then again yesterday and today I was working on that project. So it's like I've pretty much been working for like 9 days straight. I'm like, I gotta force myself to relax. Mana Lords is supposed to be similar. Oh. I mean, yeah, no, I'm not really... I generally avoid early access stuff, but I'll try and remember that name, and in like a year or two, I'll give it a go. Yeah, hi, I'm Catherine, and I'm a workaholic. I have problems. I mean, I'm not like I do chill and everything, but no, I do have a tendency to sort of just, you know, I'm sort of pursuing art, but I also have a job so that I can pay bills, you know? So I sort of just end up overworking because of it. It happens. Anyway, speaking of overworking, it's actually an hour past my bedtime. So I'm gonna go to bed. And yeah, I'll be on tomorrow, probably around the same time. I might start at like 6. I don't know what time that would be for you, but if you want to hang out, that'd be great. Yeah, take care of yourself. Enjoy Australia. Enjoy your mild spring. Oh yeah, sweet. Oh, that would be really cool. Yeah, I haven't had anyone too many people like sort of come back, you know. Like I've had some really lovely chats with people, but not that many people like sort of, because I've had inconsistent streaming times and everything. I need to get them consistent, and then I think I'll have people coming back a lot more. But but yeah, yeah, it's been lovely, and I will hopefully see. I always have this. I'm like, I always want to be like, oh yeah, I'll hopefully see you later, but it's like technically I've never seen you. I've talked to you, but I've never seen you, and so it's like see you again. It just doesn't. It doesn't quite fit. I need to come up with some sort of like chat with you again, maybe chat with you again. It doesn't work quite as good. But yeah, I will chat with you later. All right. Goodbye. It's been lovely. Get sleep. Everyone's got to get sleep. It's been a lovely stream. Good night.